Would you like a starring role in science? Imagine having a virus named after you. I've often imagined that. Melbourne researchers are using social media to crowdsource funds for their research and offering one lucky donor the chance to name a virus.
Dr. Dave Hawkes is a neuroscientist at the Florey Institute for Neuroscience and Mental Health, and he joins us now. Dr. Hawkes, good morning. Nice to meet you.
Thanks very much.
What do you get up to at the Florey?
Essentially, I'm a neuroscientist, and our lab works on a molecule called relaxin-3, which was actually discovered at the Florey about 10 years ago. And this modulates things like eating, sleeping, addiction, and stress, things like anxiety.
OK, so I've heard of relaxin during pregnancy, which I think is released and softens up the ligaments and prepares it for childbirth. Is that the thing you're talking about?
It's related. So relaxin does exactly that in pregnancy, and relaxin-3 is actually sort of a branch off of that. So it's part of the same family.
OK.
And where does the creation of viruses come into this?
Well, with viruses, when you want to understand little areas of the brain, you can either remove them, which is obviously not ideal, or you can use drugs. But if you want to use a drug, you have to add it every 12 hours. With the virus, we can put it in there and we can modulate the cells, so we can turn it on and turn it off, alter the protein, and hopefully this will lead us to discoveries of maybe identifying new drug target for things like anxiety.
So you use the virus in order to test the capacity of the thing that you're looking at and work out future treatments.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly what we're doing. That's going to be applicable to humans. But the other thing is we can also find out about the brain, because we know more about the universe than we do about our own brains. And viruses allow us to sort of examine these things for long periods of time.
So do you have your virus?
I have a couple of viruses.
Oh, right.
I mean, we've used them this year alone with things like multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, and all the things I mentioned before. And yeah, we've already had somebody buy one of the viruses for $2,500, and they're still thinking of a name, which I'm waiting with bated breath for.
They have naming rights.
They have
virus naming rights.
Virus naming rights.
It's like a sports stadium, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, I would love to have the MCG virus.
Wouldn't we all? So, would you like more people to come forward and
absolutely?
We're trying to crowdsource your funding for this very important measure.
So let's take it back and say, what exactly are you trying to do here? What does the crowdsourcing go to?
So we're trying to raise $10,000 to build essentially 4 viruses, so $2,500 each. And these, like, we've got some great funding from the National Health and Medical Research Council for our work, but this allows us to really push the boundaries, try and make that next great leap forward with the sort of the area we're looking in. By getting people involved, we also get the public involved. Like, we've been on, as you said, on Twitter and on Facebook, and a lot of people are asking questions about our work and about the brain and neuroscience in general, and that's really one of my passions, about communicating science and making it accessible. So there's sort of a bit of a double-edged sword with this.
So you're going to create the new viruses for this particular process?
Yes.
Okay. You need the money to do it, and you're calling from the money from all quarters. And what, the top dollar gets the naming rights?
Any virus name that gets $2,500, whether it be one person or a company, automatically, and then the most popular after that. So even if you donate as little as $20, you can contribute a name, and the most common one will actually get named as well. So there's actually 4 or 5 or even more virus names up for grabs.
And you'll consider any name?
As long as it's socially acceptable, yes.
Well, I think the Virginia virus has a nice ring to it, don't you? The VV?
I think Virginia virus is clearly well established as a medical condition from which you can't recover. And I feel very sorry for anyone who catches it. Just quickly, before I let you go, talk about your time has come. I mean, this seems to be the period of our recent history where we're starting to talk about brain science, what the brain is capable of, neuroplasticity and the like. You must feel very excited about the breakthroughs that are coming about.
Yeah, I mean, I did my PhD in infectious diseases, and I've moved into brain research because I think it's where we're going to be. I grew up with the Human Genome Project, and now the brain is the next big area, and we're living longer, so brain diseases, Alzheimer's, dementia and anxiety conditions are becoming more identified and more prevalent. So this is where we can actually make a difference.
Mate, you find a cure for Alzheimer's and I'll give you all the money that I possibly can. That'd be a fantastic thing. Really nice to meet you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck with the crowdsourcing.